The Longhorn is a all-electric, off-grid, 4-season adventure van built on the reliable Ford Transit extended chassis. That extension over the standard 148 length Transit gives you an additional 28 inches of interior space. We've also tried to maintain and protect as much headroom as possible because we know if we're starting on the Ford Transit chassis, which has the highest ceiling of any van, then we might as well protect that so that we can accommodate the taller folks. So from finished floor to the lowest point on the ceiling, you're at 77 inches, which is 6'5". So if you are a taller person, rest assured you will be able to stand up inside this van. So we've done this a little bit differently here. As you'll notice in the back of the Longhorn, this whole area is completely open, unadulterated space. And that is a very intentional decision to maintain the full cargo space in the rear of the van. So from where I'm standing back, we've got 6'4" in length and the entire width of the van that has not been modified. And so anything that would fit in like an F-150 pickup truck bed is gonna fit back here. So this space is effectively your toy hauler. It is your garage. It is the ability to use your van as a van, and it's the ability to bring along very large, oversized items that otherwise would not fit in most van applications. And that functionality is unlocked primarily because of our patented Code 7 bed system. These beds are folded up out of the way at the moment to provide complete pass-through from rear door to front cab. And so you're able to bring in very large items. We have customers who are packing kayaks, canoes, full-size motorcycles, dirt bikes, mountain bikes. You'll notice each side is independent. So we have 2 platforms here. When you're ready to bring these down to sleep, I just simply pull these plungers on the side. The bed platform will pivot down into place and it's ready to sleep just like this. And you'll notice once you have your bedding and your pillows, everything here, it's as simple as just folding it against the wall. So when you are trying to go from day to night, night to day, you're not having to remake your bed every day. You don't have to find a new home for your bedding, and you don't have to build your bed every night. Everything is designed to stay in place, fold up against the wall. There is room in the margin between the wall and the bed for your bedding, for your pillows, and for everything to just stay in place. Each platform is made of aircraft grade aluminum, so that it's very light, but also very strong. Each platform is capable of and rated to support 400 pounds each, and the platforms themselves only weigh 39 pounds. So they're very easy to maneuver. You'll notice the top grid of this bed platform is equipped with a MOLLE panel for attaching and securing your equipment both to the top and the bottom side, which expands your usable storage in your van. In addition to the MOLLE grid, we also have L-track anchor points. Anywhere you see these little bow tie shapes, a standard L-track anchor will slip right into place, allowing you to tie things off and expand the functionality and usability of this bed platform. There's a couple ways you can adjust this bed, but one of them is a built-in self-assist feature to make this very simple. So starting with a flat position, if I wanted to take this off the wall and move it to a higher position to accommodate, let's say, a motorcycle or a mountain bike underneath, to do that is as simple as just popping these little plungers here in on the side. We let these plungers extend into the bottom of the platforms. And now I can simply come here, I release them with the latch underneath, and this drops the bed platform down. And you'll notice I did not have to lift that. This platform is now free. I can keep the weight close to my body. I can simply lift this lightweight platform up to a higher position. And now you'll notice here, we've got these hooks designed into the bottom of each one of these bed platform brackets. Those hooks engage with these spring-loaded plungers. So these 2 plungers are already extended. I simply raise the platform up into place, I hang it on those plungers, and now I can step away from it. It's now supporting its own weight, and it's gonna keep this indexed to the proper position so that all I have to do with a couple fingers is just rotate this around and lift it up into position, and it will automatically latch into place. And so now this is ready to sleep on just like this in this position. So this represents the top position, and you will notice the tremendous amount of space that is underneath this bed. You can bring in motorcycles, full-size motorcycles, and be able to sleep on top of that motorcycle. And so now you've brought in your equipment, you still have a place to sleep. On a trip when you don't have a motorcycle or something tall, you simply reposition this down to a lower height, and you saw how fast that is. We even built in a 45-degree position. And this is going to allow you to stow these in this drawbridge configuration where you have a lot more headroom and you can easily get to your stuff. You can bring in a motorcycle, you can bring in a bike, you can have access to your equipment and gear, all without having to actually take the bed apart or crawl under it. And again, bedding, mattress, everything can stay in place while this is in a drawbridge position. You load your motorcycle in, you get it tied down, and then once it's in here where you want it, you just simply release these holds and let your bed platform down. And so now you can simply step up to sleep on top without having to crawl over your gear or crawl under the bed to get the gear in and out. Now, each one of these platforms is independently maneuverable, as you saw, but they're also interchangeable from side to side. You can take both platforms and put them on the same side in a stacked bunk arrangement. And then the very next week, you can set both platforms to the same height and have a queen bed that you can share with a partner or add a third or fourth for a kid or a pet. That's also part of why we like north-south sleeping arrangements. Instead of trying to squeeze you in to an east-west where your toes and your head are limited by the side walls of the van, when we go north-south, that limitation no longer exists. This bed is 75 inches long, so it's what is referred to as an RV queen or short queen. So it is the width of a queen, 60 inches wide, with the length of a full-size mattress. And when you bring this down to its lower position, it's going to align in height with this side seat bench cabinet to extend that sleeping even further by an additional 28 inches if you want to. But the way that we have designed this bed is that it is now pushing into the window pocket, which is going to give you some additional space beyond the end of the mattress. That additional window pocket and the option for an overhang at the end, that will accommodate a very tall person as well without going so far as to compromise your living space. These beds are equipped with an incredible mattress. We designed the system to accommodate a 4-inch thick mattress. We spent a lot of time engineering and sourcing a mattress that would outperform any of the 4-inch mattresses you've ever been on. This mattress on the bottom has an anti-skid material so that it can live on top of our bed platform in a bunk arrangement, be able to drive down the road and keep your mattress from being able to skid out of position. The mattress is also equipped with a fully removable cover, and our foam cushion is inside in its own case to make it easy to take in and out of its cover. This mattress is comprised of a 2-inch top layer of temperature resistant memory foam, so that will keep it from getting rock hard like your classic memory foam. If it gets cold in the van, since we know you're going to be using it outside, we were able to source this very specialized memory foam, which allows it to have that very plush, soft feel. And then the bottom 2 inches is a standard open cell support layer. And that's going to allow you to be able to sink into the top layer for softness, but then the bottom layer will keep you from ever finding those pressure points. These covers are removable and washable. So we talked about the sleeping area, but let's also talk about where do we sit? Where do we hang out? Something unique to the Longhorn is this additional 28 inches of living space. So we've kept the classic position from the Voyager model and the classic position for the bed system, which is starting at the rear doors, and we have stretched this layout in the middle. So what you notice here is a very large expansion to the living space. The Voyager, your living space will end here at the edge of the galley cabinet, and on the Longhorn, we're pushing back that additional 28 inches and expanding this living space and storage along with it. And so what you'll notice is we have a very large storage cabinet here on the passenger side, but an even larger storage capacity cabinet here on the driver's side. Both of these cabinets are capable of housing a portable toilet, but obviously the larger one is going to give you a lot of room so that you can use the toilet in this position. You don't have to take it out to use it. It gives you a place to hide the toilet, keep it out of sight, out of mind when it's not in use, but just simply lift the lid when you need it, use the toilet in place, and then be able to close the lid when you're done, and everything else just becomes additional storage space. These cabinets also serve as additional seating. And so I can sit here and have someone across from me on the passenger side, and we have now an east-west dinette seating arrangement. So this will give you 2 additional seats. We have a Lagoon mount for our table system that can be set up in place to allow you to share a table with somebody sitting across from you. And so this becomes an extension of your living space. And so now I have a table, we can share a meal, we can play cards, and this is a comfortable space where I can swing the table out under the bed system, have it out of the way if I'm not using it, and then be able to bring it back into position quickly if and when I need that. You can take the table off, and we can move this leg up to the front. You just slide the parts off, we move up to the front. Now the same leg can mount right here on our B-pillar adapter, which will simply tighten into place and allow this Lagoon table to be deployed here up at the front. And so now I can sit in the passenger seat and have a very comfortable working space, place to eat a meal, share the table with the driver's seat, or even pivot this around. And then when you're done, the Lagoon table simply pulls apart, leg slips off of its mount, has a handy little storage spot right on the bottom of the table itself. Everything stores nice and tidy in one package, and then this whole table will simply slide into the galley and secure in position. This van is equipped with the optional foldaway seat for 2 passengers. It very quickly deploys down, comes with an integrated armrest, 2 3-point seat harnesses, and also ISOFIX hooks for car seats in both positions. You're able to ride 2 people safely. It is a Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard compliant seat. Once you get where you're going, you simply fold the seat up, and then you have all of your living space back. The seat only occupies 12 inches of vertical space on the floor plan when it is folded and stowed out of the way. Now, the bed system is great for sleeping, but it's also sometimes overlooked that this becomes an enormous seating option as well. And so by just lowering one side down to a standard bench height and raising the other side to a staggered elevation, you end up with a seat and a desk option where you can eat, hang out, play cards, eat a meal, and expand the livable space and not just treat this as a bed. So regarding storage, there's a tremendous amount of it here in the Longhorn. Starting up front, we've got our overhead storage shelf. Wonderful place to store things like window covers, soft goods, pillows, jackets, and just anything else that's a good, quick stuff. Throw things up in the overhead cabinet. Exceptional. Moving on to the overhead cabinets. Huge amount of overhead space, large, deep overhead cabinets. These rear have a pass-through for storing things like awning cranks, walking poles, so you can store them out of sight and out of mind, giving them a place to live that can still be inside. In the middle section here, we have an adjustable shelf and an open bin storage, which is unique and only available on the Longhorn. It is 28 inches of additional storage in your overhead bin for quick grab items. Front cabinet is large enough to house our concealed microwave. The Galley includes 2 full extension, very deep drawers, as well as a very large section underneath for housing things like pots and pans and additional water tanks if you were to choose to bring those along. Warm white lighting, they're all LEDs controlled from a single touch point switch. The switch is not a physical button. You can swipe your hand over it. It makes it easy when you're coming in from outside. Just swipe your hand over this to turn it on and off. If you touch and hold, it is also a dimmer. This dimmer switch, wherever you stop and let it off, will remember that feature. And so if you don't want to wake up with blasting lights in the morning, you can set that to a lower level and it will remember that when you wake up. So touch and hold to dim, touch and hold again to bring them back up. Now, in addition to the white primary lighting, both overhead and your under cabinet task lighting for illuminating your countertop, we also have what we call night mode. By turning that switch on, you've now illuminated the over cab and under galley toe kick with a red light for night. And so with simple touch of a button, you can turn off your primary overheads and go to just nothing but red so that you can go to the campfire, come back, get some snacks, see what you're doing, and then be able to leave without killing your night vision. This is also on a dimmer as well. So the same touch and hold will bring these lights down to a very faint glow. Let's talk about comfort. Our vans are built for all 4 seasons, and in order to make that possible, they obviously need to be insulated very well. So we take pride in our insulation. We have an approximately about an R14 value between the walls and the ceiling. Luckily, we were building on the Ford Transit platform. We're able to build more insulation, especially in the areas where there would otherwise be factory windows. Those window wells are the most deep, and so we're able to fill those in the bunk areas, in the areas where you're sleeping, the ceiling, even over the factory headliner, to be able to provide a very insulated space that's going to resist the heat from the outside, but it's also going to keep the cold out and keep your heat in the winter. So we're able to unlock true comfort in very extreme temperatures in all 4 seasons. One of the ways we stay comfortable is with our 12-volt Dometic RTX 2000 rooftop air conditioner. This unit is a very efficient unit, is why we picked it. Because of that, it's going to allow you to run for up to 16 hours on just the 400 amp hour battery bank. The rooftop air conditioner, as well as the roof vent, has been positioned over the bunk area so that when you are sleeping, you can bring that cool air directly in on top of you and get the most effect out of that air conditioner. In addition to the rooftop AC unit, all of our vans are equipped with a Max Air Deluxe roof vent. These fans are the gold standard in the industry because they have a remote control, 10 speeds, adjustable in and out airflow, and then they have a complete rain hood over the top. So when that hood is open, you can still continue to use the fan even in the rain. As a natural pairing with the roof vent, we also offer C.R. Lawrence T-vent windows on both the driver's side and passenger side of the van so that you can bring cross-flow air through or have your choice of where you're going to be pulling air in for the roof vent. You can either pull air in the window or push the air that's inside the van out just with a flip of a button on the fan. And so on the driver's side, we've got the option to open these windows right behind the galley. And on the sliding door, we've got the same option here on this side. Now, glass is your biggest enemy when you're trying to stay comfortable in a van. And so that's why we offer a full set of window covers that attach magnetically all around the van. So any glass that is present in the vehicle, be it a window we've added as an option on the sides or the rear factory glass in the entire front cab, we have insulated, complete blackout window covers to make this comfortable, to keep the sun and heat out or to keep the heat in during the winter that we've created with the heater. And so we're able to block these out, add some additional privacy, and also keep the interior more comfortable to stay in. And in addition to the window covers, sometimes you just have a need for some privacy and you don't want to have to set the window covers up and maybe just needing to change your clothes real quickly. And that's why we have the integrated curtain rod on the edge of this overhead shelf. That's going to allow you to hang our insulated blackout curtain. We offer the S-Bar gasoline air heater. Now this heater is going to run from the vehicle's gas tank, so you don't have to manage a second fuel source. If you have gasoline in the van, you will always have heat for the heater. So it makes it a very streamlined thing to manage. The heater sits in this sidecar cabinet here. The front discharge vent is rotatable to direct the airflow throughout the cabin. That heater is then controlled through the thermostat right here on the wall. A simple dial and push button operation to start and enable the heater. It runs as a thermostat, so you simply set the temperature you'd like and the heater takes care of the rest. Now just above our thermostat is our battery monitor. This is the heads-up display for all of the electrical system in the van. It's going to show you everything you need to know about where you are at with your power system. The electrical system in the Longhorn is designed to be an off-grid system, so everything in the build is powered from our native house battery bank. It has a 200 or 400 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, which can be recharged from one of 3 sources, all independently or at the same time. The first and primary means of recharge is solar panels. On the roof, we have a very large 500 watt solar array, and we have done that for the purpose of making your experience much more user-friendly so that you don't have to manage the electrical system. Due to the large size of the solar panels, we have chosen that to be the primary source of recharge so that every day your system will replenish on its own without the need for you to manage anything. And that's facilitated by our MPPT solar charge controller. The second means would be anytime the vehicle is running. So if you're driving down the road or if you start the van and just idle the engine, you're going to be getting charged from the vehicle's alternator as well. And then lastly would be shore power or generator. You have the ability to plug into a campsite, friend's house, or even a portable generator to provide power through the shore connection on the outside of the van. The alternator charging and the solar charging can recover batteries at a rate of 50 amps per hour, and then the shore power can recover at 80 amps per hour. Now, everything in here is designed to run on 12 volts. So you have full autonomy to go where you want, when you want. There's no appliance or fixture in here that will not work just the same if you are parked out in the middle of nowhere as it would if you were at a campground. So you may be wondering, how are we able to unlock all of these electrical capabilities without having a lot of equipment strewn around the interior? You'll notice the interior is very simple. We're not building over-the-wheel well cabinets for large electrical systems and hydronic water systems. And so where are all of these components? And that's something we're very proud of, because we have designed our kitchen galley cabinet to be the command center for all of these appliances and systems. The interface for your inverter is right here, located at an easy access point right on the front of the galley. Controls for your water pump, rooftop Starlink power, or other optional accessories are right through this front switches on this interface. On the back wall, you'll notice a very clean electrical layout. All that is here is what you need to interact with, which are disconnect switches for your main circuits, your fuse panel, and your AC breakers. The other thing you'll notice under the galley is we have our freshwater and our gray water tanks here. Now, both of these tanks are designed to be removable. They're on quick disconnects. You simply push this button and you're able to remove these tanks, and easy to winterize. When it's wintertime, you simply take these tanks out, and all the water run is nice and short, confined to this one cabinet. So winterization is a breeze. We can winterize this system in 60 seconds. You can take it in and out of service each weekend without having to go through the rigmarole of your traditional winterization process. The fact that these tanks are portable not only allows winterization to be super easy, but also allows you access to water in areas that otherwise may be difficult to get water, places like Moab. This will allow you to carry this tank inside of a grocery store or a gas station and gain access to a water fill point. So if you need more water, you simply pack along a few more of these tanks as additional cargo and swap them as you go. Now, the water is pumped through your system by means of a 12-volt water pump. That pump will supply water up to the faucet and also out the spray port on the side of the galley. There's a 15-foot retractable hose that connects into the side of the galley so that you can use that for washing things off, getting sand off your feet, or washing down a muddy dog, or even using that for a shower outside or inside. Now, as far as storing food and beverages, the Longhorn has an 85-liter refrigerator freezer. Top section, very deep, large freezer section with adjustable shelves that have pass-through for tall, oversized items, adjustable tabs for holding things vertically on the door, and then can storage along the top as well.